Hello and good evening. My name is Rodney Batman Batiste. I'm a former middleweight champion of the world in full contact kickboxing. But what I wanted to share with you tonight does not have anything to do with kickboxing at all. Actually, it's a form of personal safety that anybody can use. And I developed it several years ago when my then wife, who was a black belt, shared with me that she had been attacked in her teens. And she came to a karate studio where I was, to learn how to protect herself. And once she had gone through the ranks and gotten several belts and several degrees, it occurred to her and I that even though she had acquired her black belt, that was not enough against an oversized assailant. And so the fact that you know karate can actually be a disadvantage, in as much as martial arts in general have a way of insisting that you put the assailant on notice that you know karate. So you warn them with a yell, you get into a deep stance, you prepare yourself and them for the situation, which in fact will put you at a disadvantage. So what I did was, with her assistance, I developed something called escape strategies, which stands for the easy system of control and practical emergency strategies. Easy system of control and practical emergency strategies. It's easy, in as much as anyone can do it. And what I wanted to do is to share with you that even at my age now, I'm in my late 60s, and there's no way that I would be able to meet an oversized assailant that weighs as much or more than I do and be able to come out of that unscathed. I mean, it would be an ugly situation at best. Okay, so let's talk about the need to knows. The first thing you need to know is your tools for safety. One of the least effective self-defense tools is the punch. The punch, the fist itself, is not designed for impact. These bones that run the length of the hand here are called metatarsals. They're very, very fragile. And when you make contact with something as hard as the skull, by the way, the skull is the hardest bone in the human body because it has to protect the brain, the hand loses. 9 out of 10 fights in a bar on the weekends wind up with back boxers fracture. That's where someone hurls a punch, someone dips their head, they break their hand on the person's skull. That's the first thing about the punch. The next thing about the punch is that the punch, elbow, kick, knee, those kinds of things administer what I call dull pain. Dull pain, which comes from a blunt object. Dull pain can be stowed away later. It can be put on the back burner and dealt with at a later time. Think of a football player that goes out and plays, gets hit a sharp, dull blow, and then continues to play the game. Boxers do it. Athletes do it. Most people with any kind of contact experience are accustomed to dull pain. And so what it does not do is it does not make the person stop what they're doing, take notice to the fact that they've just gotten hit, and deal with the pain, which will allow you to get away. So if you're not going to deal with a fist, then what are your other options? Well, the palm of the hand. More specifically, the heel of the palm itself. The heel of the palm could be used in a straight up motion towards the base of the nose. Then you have the extended knuckles. The extended knuckles can be used to lance into the throat area. You have the outside edge of the hand with a slashing motion, or the inside edge of the hand in a reverse slashing motion. By the way, those two strikes can be used on a low angle towards the groin. And then you have the fingertips, okay? So Strikes with those, I guess, four parts of the hand. One, outside, inside, extended knuckle, and the fingertips. They administer something called acute pain. Think of acute pain as the kind of pain that you get when you go to the dentist and he injects you with Novocaine in preparation to extract the tooth, and he kind of takes a sharp instrument and feels around, and then all of a sudden he hits a nerve, and you have to respond to it. That's acute pain. That is the kind of pain that makes someone stop what they're doing. In other words, it causes their momentum to cease. That is, by the way, what makes you a larger person dangerous. It's their momentum. It's not the fact that they know more than you or that they even know anything at all. It is that they are able to gain momentum, make you lose your balance, or they get you in the air and you're at a disadvantage. Okay, so when you do one of these kinds of strikes, what you in fact do is you initiate a sharp, acute pain, biting pain, where the recipient of the strike has to stop what they're doing and deal with the pain itself. Okay, so those are the techniques: the palm, the extended knuckle, which can go to the throat, the outside edge of the hand, the inside edge of the hand, and then the fingers. Okay, so those are the types of strikes which will administer acute biting pain. Now, if you like what you've heard so far, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the like at the bottom, and I'll see you in my next video, which will talk about the parts of the body in which you'll do those strikes.